So please, these people, I have seen even some colleagues from this Senate coming up and proposing ridiculous things like amending a constitution just to look for a position for Raila. What do you mean? In fact, as the father of this constitution, it insults Raila greatly if you can stand up and say you are going to amend a constitution just to look for a seat for him. That is not what he fought for. That is not why he fought for this constitution, Honorable Speaker. And the leader of the country today is the one during the campaigns who told us that for a change, we must stop looking for positions for leaders. Let us start with the Mamamboga. Let us start with the Boda person. Let us start with other people, because all this time we have been talking about leaders. I want to say without fear of contradiction that if Baba wants something, he will tell us himself. All these people running around and saying, oh, we will look for this, we will look for that. How do you know? He's not interested. Has he told you he's interested? And he has a mouth for himself. Do you know, Honorable Speaker, that despite me being the SG of ODM, I do not speak for Raila. He has his spokespersons. He has his spokesperson. I speak for organs of the party for which he is a member. But I cannot speak for Raila Odinga because he has his own mouth. He has his spokespersons. So please, we feel insulted as members of ODM when people run around looking for small seats here and saying, oh, we want to propose him for this, want to propose him for that. It is entirely disrespectful to Raila Odinga for you to run around claiming that you are looking for a position to accommodate him. He is not idle, as I say. Honorable Speaker, I want to conclude by saying we are extremely proud of Raila Amolo Odinga. Some of us chose not to be emotionally invested in this particular campaign because, Honorable Speaker, we have been through painful moments. Some of us, I had been elected for the first time in 2022 as Senator of Nairobi. I never got opportunity to celebrate that win because my party leader had lost the most important position that we were looking to get. Honorable Speaker, we were depressed. When you see us here, we might appear in public like we are rocks. We are not. These things have an effect on us as people. We want to be left alone. We want to be left alone, Honorable Speaker, and we want people to respect our father. We want people to respect Raila Odinga. Because every time you pick him up for your other charades like the ones that people are proposing here, when ultimately it doesn't work, it is the people who believe in him who bear the brunt of the pain. Those people are not there with us. In fact, these people proposing, some of these guys proposing things here, they are inwardly very happy and they want to drag Raila Odinga into another charade that is going nowhere. We want to tell the people of Kenya that it is only you are the ones with the power to determine the future of Baba Raila Amolo Odinga. Nobody has the right to tell anyone in this country to retire or to come out of politics. You are not the one who put him into politics. Allow Baba to make the decision himself. And Honorable Speaker, if you allow me, because my time is over, I want to read a quotation from Martin Luther King. This quotation hangs on the walls of Raila Odinga's office in Upper Hill. Honorable Senator Eddie, please, if you can hand me my phone so that I don't move from here. Because there are people who have been threatening us, Honorable Speaker, that when we say these things, they think, oh, you are going to be kicked out from where? From what position? These positions are not permanent, Honorable Speaker. These positions are here today and tomorrow they are gone.
Add the SG.
Please, just to read this.
Senator, I'm adding him 1 minute to read out that quote.
Honorable Speaker, Raila Odinga has a very famous office at Capitol Hill in Nairobi. If you go into that office, there's a quotation from Martin Luther King that hangs on his wall. And it goes like this. You may be 38 years old as I happen to be. And one day, some great opportunity stands before you and calls you to stand up for some great principle, some great issue, some great cause. And you refuse to do it because you are afraid. You refuse to do it because you want to live longer. You are afraid that you will lose your job, or you are afraid that you will be criticized, or that you will lose your popularity, or you are afraid that somebody will stab you or shoot you or bomb your house. So you refuse to take the stand. Well, you may go on and live until you're 90, but you are just as dead at 38 as you would be at 90. And the cessation of breathing in your life is but the belated announcement of an earlier death of the spirit. Honorable Speaker, those people who have been wagging this AU thing on our faces and gagging us, that thing has now been taken. We are unshackled. We are going to speak. I thank you. Honorable Speaker, as Senator of Nairobi, where we are seated today, I want to take opportunity on behalf of the House to welcome the delegation from Uganda the leader of opposition's office. Honorable Speaker, I must say that as a leader of opposition in Kenya myself, it is very easy. It is very easy to be in the opposition in Kenya because we are protected by a very robust constitution for which many people died and ensured that we have the freedom to speak, freedom to associate, and freedom to exercise our own choices. Unfortunately for our friends in Uganda, some people in this country, in Kenya, are trying to drag us back to the dark days where we used to have dictatorship in Kenya. Honorable Speaker, it is something that is quite shameful and painful to me individually as a senator of the Council of Nairobi.
All the senators, we are welcoming distinguished visitors from our neighbor, Uganda. Senator Matinga, Senator Mofaya, Senator Chaligei.
Honorable Speaker, I was saying that it is something that causes me personal pain and embarrassment as a senator of Nairobi, that Dr. Kizza Besigye is facing the things that he's facing right now, including an illegal and unconstitutional court-martial, because he was abducted in my own city in Nairobi. It causes me great embarrassment as a Kenyan that we handed over Dr. Kizza Besigye, who's a personal friend of mine, Honorable Speaker, to the authorities in Uganda. And despite the fact that the Supreme Court of Uganda has said that that trial is unconstitutional and should be discontinued, the state in Uganda continues to refuse to disobey that court. So therefore, the delegation from Uganda, know that you have brothers in Kenya who will stand on guard to ensure that we free Dr. Kizza Besigye and we restore Kenya as a safe haven for all the people who believe in democracy in this country, in this world. I thank you, Honorable Speaker, and I welcome them. Let them feel free in Kenya, knowing that the constitution of our country guarantees freedoms for all. I thank you.
I'd like to say that I see here today my colleagues celebrating and talking about how Raila is the greatest man who was. How I wish we listened to what they are saying 3 years ago. How Raila was a mganga, how he was somebody who was completely useless to our political dispensation. Where, by the way, why have you never gotten rid of him? Now, today he's being praised of being the hero worship we wanted. Raila has been a hero worship, yes, but we will expect him to give us the excellence we expect from him. He will join your government, and if he is not going to demand that abductions stop in this republic, that we stop the corruption that is going on in our country, that we actually govern ourselves with responsibility, where we accept that our countries within our region respect us and we respect them. And then I saw my brother Cherargei going to Ethiopia. You carry 250 people who are singing Yote Yawezekana. You are threatening other African guys, ladies and gentlemen, who visited the occasion.
You remember, Senator Onyonka,
yes.
One thing that I did when the majority leader was on the floor, I protected you.
Yes, Mr. Speaker.
When he mentioned your name.
Yes.
So can you kindly stop mentioning the members?
Oh, my apologies, my leader.
So that you,
I apologize and withdraw. You were not there. You were not there.
You are eating on
I
your
saw,
time.
Mr. Speaker.
Be having ample time to give you your points.
Much obliged,
Mr. Be disrupted all the time with the points.
Mr. Speaker, I am much obliged. I would like to say this. I want to say, I get that, but he was there.
Senator Chaligei, stop exchanging with the member on the. Allow him to continue. What is your point of order, Senator Wakoli?
It's a chariot, my brother.
Senator
Mr. Speaker.
Onyonka, let us.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I want to mention to my brother, the senator from Bungoma, that normally when people go to watch football games, that's how they behave. But when people go to an international conference and they're trying to negotiate and influence other people to vote for their candidate, they behave differently. I know you love football. You may not see the contradiction. I want to say this, Mr. Speaker. It is true for many of us that for me, Prime Minister Raila losing that seat was a shock. But I saw him accept the verdict gracefully. I would like to state to my colleagues in this House that if such an occasion comes back again, because it could, please Let us make sure we do a thorough job. Let us consult the ambassadors, former ambassadors, the technical personnel. We could have done it better. Is it true that I knew this? No, I didn't. I'm just saying, when you go to play and you have scored many goals, then you have to figure out what to do with the team, especially with the team manager. I would like to say one last comment, Mr. Speaker. I have no problem if ODM and my leader Raila decides to join the government of the day, because I understand the complexity of Kenya's politics. But, Mr. Speaker, I heard somebody say, give me something that I can be proud of. Give me democracy. Make sure we minimize our corruption. Stop using negative ethnicity of turning around and saying that because you have disagreed with people who you have struck a deal with. And indeed, by the way, Mr. Speaker, I listened to this House severally. Some of these contradictions we have are a consequence of the broken system of our governance structure. Why is it that every 5 years the vice president is fighting with his president? Why is it that we are not able to deal with the dysfunctionality of our financials in this republic? How can we talk about Kenya as a great country when you know we are in debt, we can't finish a railway, the revenue we are collecting, we don't even know what's happening, the county governments are having a problem? Then you expect me to have something to be proud of. I am proud to be a Kenyan, yes, but I expect more. I expect better from all of us. Stop cheering around and singing how you think now power has come to your hands. You are going to employ your relatives and cousins. No! We now need intelligent people to sit down and guide the president and the prime minister to make sure this country runs in the direction where we can be fully proud and happy that we are moving as a team. Stop alienating some communities because of political disagreements. Sit with them and talk with them. Majority Leader, aren't you sitting with the gentleman there with big hair? I wanted to make a reference. Thank you.
Senator Onyonka, you know you are seasoned in this.
Yeah? Mr. Speaker, I'm a bit emotional about this. Allow me.
How can you describe Honorable Medhu in that manner?
He accepts the I wanted to say how beautiful I see both of you. You have disagreed politically, and yet you are talking. That is how it should be. Let us not escalate it to the next level. I see us escalating this war to the next level. And I want to mention finally, Mr. Speaker, that whatever it takes for this Senate, whatever it takes all of you, for the next 2.5 years, this country has been left in your hands. Make sure the leadership listens to what the Kenyan public is saying. Especially, I heard somebody trying to dismiss the role of the young people. Some of us are just saying it purely. Please listen to these young people. And it's not about me wanting to be on TikTok. I've heard some of my colleagues always jump up and say, yeah, I'm at 6 million views. Those things don't matter to me. I don't even have to come back to this house again as a senator or any leadership position, because I am extremely disappointed at the way we are carrying ourselves when we are advantaged. When we are not disadvantaged. When we are disadvantaged, we behave differently. When we are advantaged, we behave differently. It is convenient. This state does not convenience. This state needs factual analysis, evaluation, and conclusions on matters that are going to help us govern. The president should succeed. He should listen to us. What is working, let him continue working on it. What is failing, can he stop, fix it, and then we move forward. Mr. Speaker, I support.